What's up, guys? We're back in Hawaii. It's a beautiful sunny day as usual, and off to the driving range. Not entirely sure what I'm going to work on today. I'm thinking maybe the movement of the right arm and right shoulder. I think having done a lot of trial and error over the last couple of months, kind of really discovered that best results come from when I don't tuck that right arm in behind my torso on the way down. That tends to get the shaft steepening, and I think I end up flipping at the bottom, and I end up with a lot of low left shots. Not a slice or anything. Normally the ball draws, but it starts left, keeps going left, and it's pretty low. So I think that's what I'm going to work on. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll change my mind, but yeah, here we go. See you in a bit. Alright guys, so really quickly, what I'm trying to demonstrate here is what not to do, or what my old swing was. So I'm still pausing there, but here you can see how deep the arms are across my chest. So now I'm going to show you face on what I'm trying to achieve. There's the pause, and then as you see there, a much wider turn, arms in front of me. Okay, so down the line, what not to do. So still got the pause, working on that. Look how far across my chest and low those arms are. So now the new swing, here we go. And then look at that position, much more across the shoulder line, much wider arc. Alright guys, practice session over, and as usual, what I ended up with was not what I started with. So at the beginning of the video I mentioned I wanted to work on my right arm not getting stuck behind me on the downswing, and in order to focus on not doing that, I'm trying to get my right arm folding much more in front of my body and not pulled in behind myself. So anyway, doing a bit of slow-mo videos, you'll see that once that backswing plane gets very flat, I should say, you'll notice that my left arm is quite a bit lower than my shoulder plane. From that position, it's very, very difficult for me on the downswing not to want to dip my right shoulder. So anyway, a bit of experimenting, and I've actually made a huge breakthrough in my opinion. I think I've found that the way I take the club back is the culprit. Now, like everything in golf, depending on everything is preceded by something else, and everything is a reaction to something. So I think that I've managed to solve that. So you'll notice in the later videos, I've changed the way I take the club back. I'll explain that a bit when we get indoors so I can put the tripod up and explain better. But you'll notice that my left arm is much more across my shoulder plane on the backswing, and then when I start the downswing, for some reason my right shoulder doesn't want to do that funky dropping and sticking my arm behind me. So I think this is huge. I think not just visually and aesthetically, but technique wise, it's obviously going to take me a while to get used to it. Got to get my timing back. At the moment I'm doing a lot of freeze drills, and I am swinging at like 3/4 or half speed to ingrain this. But I think once I get this down, it's going to pay huge dividends. Yeah, so anyway, comment, let me know what you think. Give us a thumbs up. Always interested to know what you guys think of my swing and how it's progressing. And subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you again soon with another video. All right, peace out. All right, guys. Quick explanation of what that was all about at the driving range. So I told you I thought I made a huge breakthrough, and I firmly believe that. And here's the big difference. You'll see on the video, I'm trying to show you what the two differences are, but I've always, in my swing, I've always taken the club back and then gotten it on too flat of a plane back here. So my arms are kind of pulling the club behind me, and this left arm is going way across my chest. So one of the problems with that is the swing gets very narrow, but also because my arms are so far behind me, when I start down, my brain knows I've got to get the club back out in front of me, and that's always steepened the shaft. So I've always taken the club back, gotten too flat, and then I know I've got to, get the club out in front of me, so it steepens the shaft, but I also know that from that position I'm going to hit the ball from out to in, so I've always kind of dipped this right shoulder behind me and done kind of like a funky kind of loop move to get back to the ball. However, I've discovered that if I get a lot more width in my backswing and I actually push the club out away from me and get the club, or get the feeling of the club being behind me by turning the shoulders, the club is then, in relation to my body, it's out in front of me. And then when I start down, I don't feel like I have to do anything. I can just leave it there and turn, and the arms will drop into a nice slot. So I've always done this, and now I'm doing that. So if you can see from here, I've always gone to here and then kept going around, and this arm gets pulled across my chest. But now I'm physically pushing the club out with my right arm. So I'm keeping the shoulders turning, but I'm pushing the butt end of the club away from me. And I get into a much better position, as you can see on the video. And yeah, anyway, that's a quick explanation of what I'm actually feeling and what I'm actually doing. Hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you later.